this day God gives me strength of high heaven, sun and moon shining, flame in my heart.
We hope you enjoyed our regular episode of Beacons of Life. Now, thank you for joining us for a special web episode. Join me as Chris LeBlanc and Father Jerry Martin. Thanks for being on our web episode. Let's talk about something we didn't talk about on the show. Specifically, let's get in a little more specifics about some of the cases we help. Give us an example of a case that we went out and made a home visit to.
I'd be happy to. One of the clients who called in was a lady who had recently had a stroke. And she's a very independent lady and has always been a very strong lady, has helped all her life to take care of others. And she is just a wonderful person. And because of the stroke, she had kind of fallen down on her luck, had a lot of medical bills, and she needed help with her electric bill, if I remember correctly. But as we walked into the home, it was easy to see what she really needed was company, was a friend, was someone reaching out to her. So yes, we did help her with her electric bill, but we also were able to get her assistance with the bus system so that she could travel around the city because she had no means of transportation. And so now not only can she go to the grocery store, something as simple as going to the grocery store, but she also can make it to church now, and she has the independence, I think, that she really needed. So I guess God blessed us when we walked into into her home, because yes, she was asking for money for her electric bill, but He showed us that she needed a lot more than that, and we've been able to help her. I still call her at least once a week and check on her because she's just such a delightful person.
You know, you mentioned when we go in the home, we're bringing Christ into the home. Father, when you hear that type of experience, we're truly disciples bringing God's love into the homes that truly need it.
Very much so. But notice Chris's point. Not only were she and her partner willing to do that which was requested, but also to do that which was best for this lady. I think going the extra mile, not just supplying her with the necessary finances, but what was needed most of all was the friendship. Just a wonderful example of bringing Christ to others.
And that's so important. You would encourage anyone in the parish or throughout the diocese, if they're thinking about a ministry to serve those in need, would you encourage them to think St. Vincent de Paul?
Certainly, certainly. Yeah, you know, if that one fits. But most of our parishes have got so many different ministries of service. There's something that will fit anybody and everybody.
And that's the message, to be a disciple in today's world. We're going to now go to another web episode, a web episode where we're going to ask Malcolm Jordan to give some insight of his Vincentian spirit of charity and how he's making a difference in the lives of those in need. Now we're on web episode part 2, and join us is Malcolm Jordan. Malcolm, tell us about a case you recently made, a visit, and tell us the results of that case.
Well, we had a case where there was a young couple with a child. They were a single car family, and the young man, he was a welder, he had a good job, and he was sitting at a traffic signal, minding his own business. He got rear-ended. It totaled his car. It took a while for the insurance company to settle with him, and during that period, he was unable to make it to work. He tried hitching rides and such, but it proved to be unreliable, and as a result, he lost his job. They tried, the two of them, to find jobs close by where it wouldn't require a car, where they could walk or take a bus, but things weren't going well for them. They requested assistance to help them with their rent, else they would be out on the street through no fault of their own. This was one that kind of got to us. You know, the young man, obviously, you know, they were so proud of their child too. The first thing he did is ran and got his child a report card. Says, "Let me show you this." He was very proud, and we were very touched by all of this. We brought him food, and his wife mentioned that, you know, he could, there was apparently a probation period. They told him they would hire him back, but there was a probation period that was nearly ending. And they said he could work, I think that day, but he didn't even have gas to put. He finally had a car, and but he didn't have money to put gas in it. So we gave him $20 so he could go to work, so he could turn that $20 into $100.
Yes,
It was, we thought, was a typical hand up and not a handout.
Yeah, a very powerful story.
And we were able to pay their rent for them.
That is awesome. Father, when you hear this, how many home visits did St. Patrick make last year?
We had 467 calls. Michael, part of that is once people know that you're there, once they know you're available, once they know that you're willing to help, you're going to hear from them.
Yeah, and what a wonderful ministry. I mean, you hear that story, I'm uplifted, you know, and it's so wonderful to hear people responding to Christ's call to seek and find the forgotten.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, thank y'all both for being on the show today, and thanks for your participation in Beacons of Light. We appreciate getting the message out about the St. Vincent de Paul Society. If you'd like to join our society, give us a call at our main council number, area code 225-383-7837. We look forward to seeing you again next week on Beacons of Light.
Sun and moon shining